All right, Shalom. Start first by giving all praise and glories unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Harakak Wadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders at the great millstone who rule well. Greetings, salutations, and blessings unto the elect. Shalom unto you. Um, yeah, I'm currently going through a health issue. Um, I wasn't sure if it's kidney stones or severe level of constipation. Something is wrong with me. And I appreciate you brothers that have sent out prayers and everything for me because it is working. You know, I'm coming out of it. I should say I'm in the process of coming out of that. I didn't have to go to Esau and into his hospitals and become a lab rat or nothing like that. So that's much appreciated. Um, but in time of this, you know, what do we know to do? We know to pray. We know to take herbs and remedies and things like that, and to really look into our health. And I had slacked on my health a little bit, you know, in recent times, and I'm sure this has some effect of it. But as I was meditating upon it, and then the different things that are going on in these times, um, I'm gonna share with you, brothers, just something that kind of just crossed my mind. Not, you know, it's just something that the scriptures talk about that crossed my mind. But I'm gonna tie it all into how the meditation thought process kind of played out. All right, and I'll try to grasp scripts as much as possible. So anyway, in current events, I don't know why this is playing games, but in current events, um, it says suspects in string of anti-Semitic attacks are being released back onto New York streets, thanks to bail reforms that don't officially come into effect until the 1st of January, right? Now let's go up real quick, up to here. Now this lady, it says, this is Daily Mail Online, right? I was reading this and sort of related, that kind of tied it all in that as I've been going through this ailment, um, it just summed up all the things that's been going on in recent time, and how he is really pushing this anti-Semitism thing, like he's the only one special. You know, he's the only Semite or whatever. He's the only one special that should get special treatment for this, for crimes against you, right? It says a woman charged with a hate crime for slapping 3 Orthodox Jewish women. And what's the point of throwing Orthodox in there? What's the point of throwing Orthodox in there? It's to that, man. I'm telling you, this nigga E, man, he throws in all the extras on top. He does not leave. He puts the cherry on top. He puts the caramel syrup. He puts it all on there, just so you can be clouded and over with the negativity that he can throw at you. All right, Orthodox Jewish women in the face during Hanukkah. And, and then he throws on top of it during Hanukkah, like that makes it not a Tuesday or a Wednesday or whatever, or Sunday or whatever day this happened. Like this makes the day that it happened different now because it's Hanukkah. And it makes the person different now because it's an Orthodox Jewish woman. Get the hell out of here, man. A black woman, a woman slapped another woman. To be real with you, that's all that happened. Another slapped another woman on a Tuesday or whatever day this happened on. Okay, on a Monday morning or something. Like, it's not a big deal. A woman slapped a woman. Did you even inquire why? Like, what did the women say to her or do to her? Did you even ask that question? Of course not, because they're pushing an agenda against you jakes. All right. It says gets released without bail and assaults another person the next day. That's funny on so many levels to me, anyway. And assaults another woman the next day. All right, this is back in the related. I believe this is it right here still. No, this is the details of her case. Okay, her case was Tiffany Harris, 30, was first arrested on Friday for allegedly slapping 3 Jewish women in Brooklyn and yelling at them "F you Jews," right? She was released without bail on Saturday. Oh, so this happened, was it Friday? Three women slapped on Friday. Okay. She was assaulted on Friday, as they would say, whatever. She was released without bail on Saturday, then rearrested on Sunday for allegedly hitting a 35-year-old woman in the face. Dahlia, and here's the extra on top, right? The extra sugar on top, right? Dahlia, I don't know, Shusterman, whose friend was allegedly struck by Harris, blasted authorities. And what's funny, they can blast authorities. We blast authorities. How come the ambulance took so long? Why y'all cops ain't hurry up when my cousin got shot? You smoked your goddamn cousin. Like, like for real, like, Esau don't rush for us, but these other nations, they can go and yell at Esau and things get done. But that's how we know who society's geared against. It's geared against you so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans. You Jakes, you Israelites, okay? The true biblical Israelites. Because right now, we're still under the curses, okay? And in that time of Jacob's trouble is at hand, believe it or not, all right? And this is where the whole meditation on the thorn in my side, where this ailment is really feels like someone stuck a dagger right in my side. This is where that comes from. That you're gonna catch physical pain, you're gonna catch mental pain, stress. All of this is coming all within this time. All right. It says, whose friend was allegedly struck by Harris, blasted authorities and Mayor Bill, whatever his name is, for releasing her. So she went and talked shit to the mayor, for letting her out. All right. And authorities, it says, okay. And this woman did this less than 24 hours later. This the woman right here. They got her smiling, probably on Facebook or something. The Federal Central. Don't tell me that's the FBI building. I don't know. Anyway, who is black? Look. According to the criminal complaint, Harris, who is black, why is that important? Because they're painting a certain picture with you guys. Okay, they're painting a certain picture of Jake out there and what Jake is doing. Here's the harsh part that we've been saying. The prophets have really been saying out there for so many years. Especially you black women, or so-called black women. You have treated us so unfairly and so unbalanced. You wanted our spot as far as the head of household, even when we reasonably came to take it back and relieve you of your duties with much appreciation. You fought us. You still fight us tooth and nail to remain in the household and to continue to emasculate our sons and the fathers in these homes, and will continue to sick Esau on us. Well, Esau's about to turn on you. All part of this whole meditation thing when I first read this. Okay, that's why when this came out, I'm like, wow, this is right on point. Okay, they even got this woman with the hoodie on, telling you they're going after niggas with hoodies, man. They don't give a damn if you N-dubs look like rough ass men half the time anyway. You don't push up a feminine vibe. They're just as threatened by your presence as they are with the so-called black man's presence and Hispanic man's presence. Okay, so they ain't gonna have a problem gunning any of you down. And the thing about it, the men of the Lord are not gonna shed a tear for you, because we've been warning all you people, man, all the tribes, all the women of the tribes, all the men of the tribes, that this was gonna happen. And if you didn't get yourself right with Yahweh Shemi Shai, it was gonna come hard down on you. Okay, because it's gonna come down hard on everybody. The difference is the elect guys got something greater to look forward to, whether you be a martyr or whether you be escaped out of it. Okay, out of the perils. Either way, you're gonna have to deal with it. But when we gonna watch you people get ran through, man. All you non-believers, we gonna watch you get ran through, and we're not gonna shed one little tear for you. All right, because you have been thoroughly warned. All right. Anyway, it says, who is black admitted to attacking the women and spewing anti-Semitic slurs. Of course, she admitted to it. Make it easy. Now back to this. Okay, black men 37. They have to put out there black men. They're painting the picture of who hates these so-called Jewish people. These Semites, who's anti-Semitic. They have to paint this picture properly. who's 37 years old, pleads not guilty. And funny, to stabbing five, pled not guilty. Wow, okay. To stabbing 5 people at a Hanukkah party with a machete while completely silent, then dousing himself in bleach in an act of domestic terrorism. What the? See? The things that just don't make sense. Okay? Was that bleach to wash off who really did it? Was that him trying to figure out all this? Either way, all this has to take place. This is nothing to bug out about. These are just the events that have to take place. We're just, as the prophets, we're just sitting back and looking how bugged out you Jakes are that aren't in the truth, and how far Esau will go to paint his narrative the way he wants the public to see it. You know, when the Most High said, we will laugh at your calamity, this is the time we're going to begin to just, if you only seen how brothers laugh at this, how laughable these allegations and these psyops and all of this play out, man. Okay? And then the legislation that directly comes after it. Okay? It comes directly after it. Okay, we're talking about, we're heavy with gun banning again. Now we're gonna show these black Hebrew Israelites shooting guns. Like it's amazing how these things line up, because social media is the way of it's a timing thing. Okay? Social media has a timing thing. If it's outside of a week, you people lose sight of it. Okay? Plus things are happening so fast, there's so much more happening. I mean, imagine if we were into every sporting event that took place, like just engulfed it in the world like we used to be. We've missed so many other events. We wouldn't have time to focus on all the details and current events that's going on spiritually during the downfall of this place that we're inhabited in. You know, Babylon the Great, aka United States of America. All right. Anyway, it says you look, NYC Mayor Bill de Blasio blames Donald Trump and hatred from Washington for the Hanukkah stabbings in upstate New York after spate of anti-Semitic attacks in his city. In an American, let me see if that has something to do with that. Yeah, it says the phrase in there. It is an American cancer. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo condemns hatred in spate of anti-Semitic attacks after machete attacks during a Hanukkah celebration in Rabbi's home. Yeah, what about the genocide that you've put against all the Negro, Latino, and Native Americans? What about that? What about the Planned Parenthood of destroying our families? And that being an option, wouldn't scaring our people into the fact of, hey, you're about to have 12 children and we're not going to allow you to stay on on government assistance for so much longer? You know, what about that? Without provide, some other plan without just killing our people off. What about that? Okay. What about how you got this country? All right. What about after you got this country? What you did to the people to come and take care of this country, or build this country up for you, and all the killing that went with that. All right. None of that has any value in an anti-Semitic or hate crime type speech. When those same things implemented way back in the Constitution, as well as in the Willie Lynch letters, are still in play today. All right. And this was more of a commentary, but Lord willing, I'm gonna grab scriptures too. I mean, a few have already crossed my mind, but I kind of want to get the testimonial part of the meditation out there. All right. And let me see what else we got. This is the lady that got smacked. No, this is the lady that didn't get smacked, right? That was talking about the friend. I don't got time to read your thing. Okay. So as all of this is happening, I'm going through an ailment, and it's a thorn in my side. Okay, which made me come to grips that, hey, there's men out there. There's gonna be people that will make it, that will suffer afflictions. Hell, that will suffer afflictions. Okay, some will even be martyred. Okay, and that's a real scenario that we have to prepare ourselves for, each of us, because we don't know who is and who's not. Okay, we all have to prepare ourselves spiritually for martyrdom. Okay? Something you really want to think about. You, your close loved ones, your family, your wife. You have to consider these things. But consider this also. What other way is there to get through this? To just die being tortured without the love of Yahweh Shem Yahushai covering you? Or within the love of Yahweh Shem Yahushai with honor? All right? These were all the things that meditated through my mind, as the pain is there. And the pain itself, to kind of touch on that, was like, or is like, rather I say, is like, hey, if you can't deal with this, man, what you gonna do if you get tortured like the Maccabees were tortured? Okay, what you gonna do if you get tortured like the Maccabees were tortured? Really think about that. I'm about to go to that. Matter of fact, let me go to it. I'm gonna bring out that Romans 8 later, though, Lord willing. Let's go to Second Maccabees. Sixth chapter. I'm sure it's the seventh chapter, but there's something in the sixth chapter that I want to bring out. Must be the seventh chapter. Wait, what was that? Yes, right here. Perfect. Second Maccabees. Let me see. Where we at? Let me see. Verse 12 is where I want to start. Second Maccabees 6 and 12. Now I beseech those that read this book. What book is that, man? The Holy Bible, not just the book of Maccabees or this chapter in the book of Maccabees. The entire Bible, man. Try your best to fit your life into the things that it's speaking of in this book. You know, to amend your ways into pleasing Yahushai. Okay, being a good brother, edifying, really changing those old ways of the world, that old man that you once were, and becoming a new creature, man. That's something that we really focus on in this thing. All right, it's important that we focus on that, because those will be the tools that get us salvation. So, like, give me 1 second. All right. It says, cold out here. It says, 1 second, Slaki. It says, now beseech read this book, that they be not discouraged for their calamities. Yeah, when we make mistakes, okay, none of us are perfect yet. Okay, we're gonna be made perfect. It says, but that they judge those punishments not to be for destruction, but for chastening of our nation. Okay, these are, hold on, man, of course, yeah, not for our destruction, but for the chastisement of our nation. And like it says in Hebrews the 12th chapter, whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth. And in second Esdras, the 17th chapter, it says these are it's around the 17, 18, 19, somewhere up in their verse. It says I don't want to flip too far to get it, but to quote it, it says famine, death, and destruction are sent as scourges for amendment. For all the scourges, they will not be always mindful, to roughly paraphrase that. Okay, so our people don't realize why we're going through these things. And myself, with this thorn in my side type pain that I'm having, it's like, wow, I did something. I'm sure I did something. I'm sure of it. We all do. Not to make it normalized or okay, just simply saying, I know it's a reason for it. Mentally, spiritually, physically, something. I did something that deserves this. It's okay. Lord willing, it's the repentance that I'm seeking. From Yahweh Shem Yahshua, that he'll continue to accept me and will keep me within His bosom. Okay, within His strong tower. All right. It says For it is a token of his great goodness. What did it say? The calamities and the punishment are a token for our great goodness, man. Or for the things that prove that he does love us, that he's correcting us. Okay? It says, when wicked doers are not suffered any long time, but forthwith punished. But they're going to end up in an even greater punishment. That's the same thing it says in like Hebrews 12. For the chastening, I better get it. Salakia. I'm fumbling it. Let me grab it. I think it's around there. Yeah. Yeah, I'll just read this part and then jump back. It says, it's the 11th verse. I'm gonna read the 7th verse down to 11th. It says, if ye endure chastening, the Most High dealeth with you as with sons. This is Hebrews, the 12th chapter. The 7th verse down to about 12 or so. It says, if ye endure chastening, let me start up, do it the right way. Verse 5, it says, and if ye have forgotten the exhortation which speaketh unto you as unto children, my son, despise not thou the chastening of the Lord, nor faint when thou art rebuked of him, when you're cleansed, because open rebuke is better than secret love. Okay? All right? And this tough love that the Most High gives us, that he sends the spirit of brothers to get on you and and rebuke you and to correct you, even sometimes it may come off real harsh. It's all the love of Yahweh Shem Yahushua trying to keep you in line. All right? We can't take it as, oh, this man just me mad at me. You don't like me. I mean, it has to come. Okay? All right? It says, for whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth, and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth. If ye endure chastening, the Most High dealeth with you as with sons. For what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not? But if ye be without chastisement, whereof all are partakers, then ye are bastards and not sons. Okay, that's key, right? I'm going to jump down past these about the Father himself. Well, I'll read it. Furthermore, we have had fathers of our flesh, which have corrected us, and we gave them reverence. Shall we not much rather be in subject to the Father of spirits and live? And how do you get into subject of the Father of spirits, man? By being in the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. How do you get into the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua? By getting into his word. Really getting into it, man. Reading it, meditating about it, the current events, the prophecies, your place within it. Not looking for a stature thing, just making sure that you're not being a bad example unto the flock. That Lord willing, that we're being good examples unto the flock. Okay? It says, for verily for a few days chastened us after their own pleasure, but he for our profit. Our fathers profit us for their own pleasure, but the Heavenly Father is profiting us for our profit. Okay? For our benefit. Okay? To make us mindful that, hey, you got to clean up. Some of your ways is off. You better clean that up. Okay? It says that we might be partakers of his holiness. That we can come into that glorious holiness, right? It says, now no chastening here connects back to that other scripture in Maccabees, 2nd Maccabees says, now no chastening for the present seemeth to be joyous, but grievous. Because you're not getting chastised, you think it's a glorious thing, but it's grievous. Because it's going to end up worse. Because you are, in the eyes of the Heavenly Father, a bastard and not a son. Okay? Nevertheless, afterward, it yielded the peaceable fruit of righteousness unto them which are exercised thereby. All right? Which you can grow from that, okay? You grow from the experience of dealing with this. Let me go back, and I think I was around 19, no, I was at the 12, I'm tripping. Yeah. Verse 13 again, 2nd Maccabees 6 and 13. For it is a token of his great goodness. Okay, when wicked doers are not suffered any long time, but forthwith punished. Yeah, you're not going through the same losing your jobs. You're not going through the same your girl leaving you. You know, your ex woman taking your kids from you, physical pains, and you out there popping pills and smoking weed and just whatever Jake out there doing that's in a worldly fashion, that's outside the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai. Okay? Doing all those things, completely engulfed it in the world, being accepted by the world, that things that seem to be easy, but at the end of the day, when this world itself is destroyed, and I don't mean the earth, but I mean this world that we live in, the society, if you will, when this rulership is destroyed, you're going to be destroyed right along with it. Okay? You're going to get destroyed right along with it. That's why we accept this punishment we're getting now. At least we know why and where it's coming from. And if we're not sure why, you're like me, myself, I'm going through certain ailments, I have to really go through and sift through my whole life, man, and be like, damn, where am I fucking up at? Let me find that. Salaki, Yahweh, praying and whatever, everything, man, to pour it all into this thing. Okay? To try to get back in his, in his good grace, to hear what the chastisement and make the corrections. It says, because, accepting the punishment from Yahweh Shem Shai and something like a ailment or a pain is one thing, but when you get that torture, from EU troops or whoever it could come down from, right? Blackwater troops or whatever you want to call it, and they got your head under the guillotine, or they doing the things that they were doing to the Maccabees. Lord, what I'm about to get into. When those things come upon you, what you gonna do? Where your spirit gonna be? When in this time we've been built up by going through these physical pains and these mental pains and different things and losses, we've been built up through them to where we can endure. Like it says in Romans the 5th chapter, we rejoice at this, that we're partakers of his sins. Of his sins, partakers of his of his sufferings. Talking about Yahweh Shai Mashiach. Okay, so back into the article, to the but forthwith punished. Yeah, your ending is going to be punishment. It says, for not as in second Ezra, the 9th chapter goes into that too. Okay, the duality of that. Those that will, because of their faith in their works. Okay, and then those that will fall into peril. Anyway, it says, verse 14, for not as with other nations whom the Lord patiently forbear to punish. Right? We get it early. He said, till they be come into the fullness of their sins, so dealeth he with us. He corrects us early before he nips it in the bud, before it buds into something way worse. Okay? Now he'll warn you of it, and you have to find it and correct it. If you don't find it and correct it, then he'll spill you out because you were lukewarm. Okay? Which ties you right back into Revelation the 3rd chapter. All right? It says, reading on, it says, till they be come into the fullness of their sins, so dealeth he with us, lest that being come into the height of sin, afterward he should take vengeance of us. See? If you don't correct those corrections. It says, and therefore he never withdraweth his mercy from us. And though he punish with adversity, yet doeth he never forsake his people. Yeah, all these curses we're going through at the end of the day, and all the persecution he's going to allow E to come down with upon us, especially their chief house, because of their chief house, he's going to come down with all that vengeance on us, with that great wrath, because he knoweth he have but a short time left. He's going to do all of that. And still, Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, they're still going to have mercy upon his elect, which means they're going to have mercy upon the nation itself. Okay? The process of reincarnation to bring back those bad kids, man, the 2/3 bad kids, man, that didn't deserve to make it, that wasn't trying. Okay? So it's still mercy on the point of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, the fact that you still get to come back in the glory of the kingdom. Okay? Even though y'all living a YOLO lifestyle now, you Jakes living a YOLO lifestyle now, you still get to come back in the kingdom of heaven. You know, it's gonna come with a damper on it, to say the least. But hey, you get to know it after death by pain. You're gonna have shame when a righteous when one of the elect walks into the room. I prefer not to have that unto any situation. Long as I'm of the elect, I'm cool with it, Lord willing. Right? It says verse 16, and therefore he never withdraweth his mercy from us, and though he punish with adversity, yet doeth he never forsake his people. But let this that we have spoken be for a warning unto us. And now we will come to the declaring of the matter in few words. Right? Eleazar, one of the principal scribes, an aged man, and of well-favored countenance, was constrained to open his mouth and to eat swine's flesh. Our temptation, right? Same temptation time coming too. All right. And here's the thing: imagine if you're being tortured and you don't take it silently with your mouth closed. Esau throw some meat in there. This is all in the meditation. What if he throw some swine's flesh in your mouth, man? Some abominable meat into your mouth, and keep turning the knife or whatever he's doing, making you scream more and more. Okay. What if that's the case, man? What if you got to keep your mouth quiet, man? You got to keep your mouth shut and just endure it, and just take it. We got to prepare ourselves mentally if that be the case. All right. And you look at the mannerisms of sheep. All right, they're not real loud animals. As far as they make a little noise here and there, but they don't be just screaming like goats scream all goddamn day, man. Just whining and all that other, man. That's not how they do it. That's not how sheep get down. And we're the sheep. Okay? So we have to endure what happens when we get slaughtered or sheared or whatever. We have to just deal with it. And we know it, and being in this truth now, we know it's coming. So why are we going to make a big deal about it? Is it going to make somebody stop, or is it going to give them pleasure to watch us scream like a little girl? I'm like that, man. I'm an asshole like that. If I know that's what somebody's looking for out of me, I'm not going to give you that. You can kill me, but I can't let you have that part of me. All right? Anyway, it says, but he choosing rather to die gloriously than to live stained with such an abomination, spit it forth and came of his own accord to the torment. He met it headlong. He met it headlong. Okay? Trying to get out of this, when it said make not haste in time of trouble, trying to get out of this trouble that's coming, man, is trying to wear the bulletproof vest, trying to wear trying to go on the news, be like, look, we don't condone the violence against people. We're spiritual. Absolutely. But does that mean that E is going to change his narrative of demonizing us? No. We know the demonization has to come. If you don't know that and you call yourself a Hebrew Israelite, what book are you reading? Okay? It happened to all the prophets before us, and it has to happen to us. The difference is, through our faith, we will make it, man. Okay? Through our faith, we will make it. We will escape. Yahweh will not turn his back on us. He is a rewarder. Man, you're gonna make me grab. I gotta grab it since I'm still here. I'll grab it right now. Hebrews 11. I'm gonna go to the 6th chapter, 6th verse. Hebrews 11 and 6. But without faith, it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to the Most High Yahweh must believe that he is, that he exists, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. Okay? And we calling ourselves Hebrew Israelites, things that the scriptures tell, feeding the lambs, going out there, changing our lifestyle from the old man into the new man, being more spiritual and less carnal. doing all these things, being better men, better people, better fathers, better brothers, better sons, you know, doing all these things, man. We have to consider that he's gonna reward us. Even with your head under the guillotine, man. He's gonna reward us, man. Okay? You gotta know that without a doubt. And as it's happening, you gotta call on him, man. You gotta call on him. Okay? Prior to it, during it, and after, man. Just like he gives us the before, during, current, and the future, we got to call on him in those same times, man. Okay? Let me go back. Maccabees, I think I'm around like 15 or 16 now. Yeah. Verse, I'm on 19 now. Yeah. It said, but he choosing rather to die gloriously than to live stained with such an abomination, spit it forth, and came of his own accord to the torment, as it behooved them to come that are resolute to stand out against such things as are lawful for love of life to be tasted. We hate our lives, man. We are most miserable. Okay? He that loses his life for my sake shall gain life eternal. Okay, I believe that's in Matthew the 19th chapter. Okay, at the end, or something around there. I mean, they got them scattered out in a few places. Okay? All right? Let me see. So we're going to jump from there. Let's go to the 7th chapter now. All right? Yeah. I'm going to start 2 Maccabees 7:1. And it came to pass also the 7 brethren with their mother were taken and compelled by the king against the law to taste swine's flesh, and were tormented with scourges and whips. Were beaten, man. Was beaten. Very grievous pain, man. All right? And though we walk in the flesh, you know, we still have to endure the things of the flesh. We're still connected to this flesh. These chains of darkness. We still are connected to this. Okay? We still feel pain. These bodies are still weak. They're still subject to sin and pain and illness. We ain't got the glorious bodies yet. Okay? So we have to endure the BS of these weak-ass bodies. And you know that he being a carnal man that he is, he's going to come at these at this carnal flesh. Okay? He comes at you in a carnal way. We have to react spiritually. Okay? And that's what happens here in this chapter. But one of them that spake first said thus, what wouldest thou ask or learn of us? We are ready to die. Right? We die daily, right? That our spirit may be renewed. All right? It says, rather than to transgress the laws of our father, we would rather die at your hand than to transgress against our fathers. You know, and the laws of our fathers, of our heritage, man, against Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai. Okay, it says, then the king, being in a rage, commanded pans to be in cauldrons to be made hot. Said, which forthwith being heated, and commanded to cut out the tongue of him that spake first. Tortured, man. This chapter goes into torture. With this pain in my side, it feels like a low-level torture. And I can't. I said low level, but I can imagine being low level. But man, this shit hurt, right? But if I can't deal with this for something that I've done, how much more will I bug out for something that I feel I didn't do? Well, Yahweh wants us to suffer. I'm trying to think how the scripture go. To suffer for we may not have done it. And let the Lord exonerate us. Okay? I can't think of where that escapes me right now. I can't think of where that scripture is at. But yeah. Him exonerate us from it. Okay? But we have to have faith that he will. And we have to beg him to do it. Okay? To whatever outcome. All right, it says, spake first and cut out the outmost parts of his body, the rest of his brethren and his mother looking on. Now when he was thus maimed in all his members, he commanded, him being yet alive, to be brought to the fire and to be fried in the pan. And as the vapor of the pan was for a good space dispersed, they exhorted one another with the mother to die manfully, saying thus, dying manfully, okay, with integrity, man, and honor of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, and righteous honor, okay. I think about the scene in I think it was Public Enemies with Johnny Depp. He said, you can die a hero, or you can live to be a coward, or you can live as a coward. The guy, I think they were robbing a bank, and the guy just opened it up. Well, we're not supposed to fold in that moment, man. I mean, the circumstances are different, but we can't fold in that moment, man. We can't be tempted in the hour of temptation like that, man. We have to hold strong, you know. And we're building ourselves up spiritually to endure that day. All right. It says, the Lord Yahweh looketh upon us. This is what they said, to die manfully, right? Let me read that part again. It says, they exhorted one another with the mother to die manfully, saying thus. It's an 300. They said they'd rather die in honor. Okay? Rather die in honor on the battlefield than the fold before the nation. All right? The same thing here, man. We have to be willing to take that affliction, man. We have to be willing to take it. We may actually have to take some. Okay? Build yourself up mentally and spiritually for that. We may have to actually take that pain. And muscles ain't gonna matter. You know, where your spirit at, your spiritual muscles what's gonna matter. Okay? What the strength that you and fortitude you have in your spirit, man. Because our flesh is gonna want to quit instantly when we see all of these things coming before us. Yeah, man, somebody put a gun in your face, man. It changes your life. Okay, it makes you really think about, damn, I could die right now. But when we know we fully understand the big picture of what's going on here, we don't run from that. All right. Anyway, moving on, it says, now when he was just, verse 6, this is what he said. He says, the Lord Yahweh looketh upon us, and in truth hath comfort in us. And Moses in his song, which witness to their faces, declared, saying, and he shall be comforted in his servants. Okay? So when the first was dead, after this manner, they brought the second to make him a mocking stock, when they had pulled off the skin of his head with his hair, and asked him, they skinned this guy, man. Are you ready are you prepared spiritually to endure being skinned? We, here at Great Millstone, man, we bring out the nastiness and the grittiness of the scriptures, man. The part that people don't want to think about. And then we're watching how they're building up case against us to come against us and do these things. For reading the Bible. For reading the Bible. We're just reading the Bible. So think about who we truly are out there. Okay? These men that are out there not doing any crimes, not doing any real nigga shit, nothing like that. That get the bad rap for reading the Bible. But are also the same men that are preparing themselves spiritually to endure hardships such as these, that are warning the flock that, hey, you're going to have to deal with stuff like this. We're preparing ourselves spiritually for it. Prepare yourselves mentally and spiritually for it. Okay? It says, where was I at? Yeah. Pulled off his skin of his head with the hair, and asked him, wilt thou eat before thou be punished throughout every member of thy body? And he answered in his own language, in the Hebrew tongue, I imagine, and said, no. Wherefore, right? Wherefore he also received the next torment in order as the former did. right? It says, and as you go on down, man, they just going through all of them. Oh, let me read verse 9. This is a good one. It says, and when he was at the last gasp, he said, thou like a fury takest us out of the present life, but the King of the world shall raise us up and have died for his laws unto everlasting life. We have to know that. We have to know that. We cannot doubt that at all. Yeah, you can take us out of this flesh, but you can't destroy our spirit. I got to go there to Matthew right quick. I'm sure you all know this one. Matthew chapter 10. I believe it's like 28. Yep. It says, see what it said above it. Yeah. Yep. Matthew 10 and 28. And fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell. Okay? Rather fear Yahweh, man. That's who you fear. Okay? Because we're going to be brought to the edge, man. The elect that make it will be brought to the edge just the same as him that don't make it. The difference is when it's time for salvation, him that was faithful is going to be overcoming that moment, versus him that is not faithful is going to be tormented, punished, and ran through, man. Okay, go back to Maccabees again. Further down. Yep. Verse 10. And after him the third was made a mocking stock, and when he was required, he put out his tongue, and that right soon, holding forth his hand manfully. Take this one now. Take this one now. Yeah, if you're thinking about running, if you got an escape plan when Esau kicked the door down, man, when the troops kick the door in and come to get you, man, you're not in the right spirit, man. I'm gonna hop the fence and I got a tree house I'm gonna go hide in. Then when they leave, then I'm gonna go up into the mountains and where I got a stash of food at, and cut that out. The plan's not gonna go that way. Don't think you're gonna have some carnal plan to get you out of spiritual persecution, man. It's not happening. You gotta understand this persecution is coming from Yahweh to test your faith and test your obedience and love within him. Okay? So if you're brought to the guillotine, if you're tortured, or if you don't even see death, whatever the case may be, you know, if you feel like you're about to starve to death, whatever the case may be, you have to prove worthy and obedient, man. Okay? It says, yeah, I love it, man. He said the third, and after him was the third made a mocking stock, and when he was required, he put out his tongue as that right soon, holding forth his hands manfully. Go and take it all. What you want next? Take it all. I don't give a damn about this flesh. Okay? And he said courageously, these I had from heaven, and for his laws I despised them, and from him I hope to receive them again. Yeah, because we are reincarnated. We come into a new flesh. And you go right into the matter of fact, I'll just get it since I'm jumping with it. 1 Corinthians 15th chapter. And I'm gonna jump down. I'm gonna start at 50 and I'll jump up or down as I need to. Let me see. Yep, verse 51. I'm gonna start at 51. That's a good place to start. It says, behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, meaning die, but we shall all be changed. Some will, some won't. We all won't die. Okay? In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump, the last possible second, the skin of our teeth, for the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed. So those that died as martyrs, they'll be back. Those that died in the faith of Yahweh Shimi Shai, they'll be back, as well as those that are the elect that have been chosen. They'll get the change as well. Okay, for this corruptible must put on incorruption. How do you take off the corruption and put on incorruption? You got to wash your mind with the water of the word. Okay, you really have to cleanse yourself. Okay, you got to cleanse that old man and change your habits. And by changing your habits, you begin to rehearse the righteous acts. Okay, in faith. All right, you don't hold people to it. Hey man, you broke this one law. Hey man, you can keep that one, bro. But we know we all coming short, but we got to try. We got to strive for perfection in this thing. Okay, it says for this corruptible must put on incorruption, mortal must put on immortality. Okay, so the mortal flesh that you take from us, we get a new body of immortality. That's what it says it must happen, right? It says, so when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption, and this mortal shall have put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written, death is swallowed up in victory. Who can grant power like that? Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua. They grant the power like that. Okay? He gave it to his only begotten son, and we're joint heirs, so he's gonna share that power with us. Okay? All right? That's the beautiful gospel, man. That's the beautiful gospel. It says, O death, where is thy sting? O grave, where is thy victory? Okay? It says, the sting of death is sin, and the strength of sin is the law. All right, that was the point. We go back to Maccabees. So you can't be afraid to die, man. In righteousness, being persecuted wrongfully. You can't be afraid of that. All right? It's not for us to be afraid of that. All right? Yeah, verse 11 again, I love it. It says, and he said courageously, these I had from heaven, and for his laws I despised them. And from him I hope to receive them again. The family as well as your own members. Okay, I'll say it this way, the members of your family and the members of your body. We're going to see brothers or family members or whatever killed around us. We may be killed in front of other men. Okay? But we have to see these righteous people again. Whether it's our new flesh that's not of the chains of darkness sort, that's of the extraterrestrial sort, okay, or it's one of our brethren, man, that was etched in martyrdom, man, in righteousness and honor. All right. It says, inasmuch that the king and they that were with him marveled at the young man's courage, for that he nothing regarded the pains. Yeah, man, because it's all carnal. The pain is carnal. Screaming, I mean, we got to try to get our minds wrapped around and away from that, man. I mean, it's easy to say now because we're not involved in it. But just something that crossed my mind doing the, because I've been to work trying to deal with this. I'm at the house, can't sleep at night dealing with this, trying to figure out what's going on. Remedy after remedy, nothing seeming to work. I figured eventually all of them would take place in work, all the prayers and all, everything would eventually take hold and work. I have faith in that, even though it seemed like it wouldn't. Hey, man, it has. Okay? It has been working. All right? It says, you can't regard the pain of it, man. You can't let that fear get you, like I read in Matthew the 10th chapter, man. You rather fear the Most High, man, and what He can do to you. Okay? Because catching that missile, man, a lot of you other camps out there downplay that missile fire, man. That missile fire is gonna be a mother. Straight up, man. That comes with long lasting shame to it, man. Regardless of just the pain itself and the things that lead up to the fire itself, it's gonna catch you from the present all the way into the future, man, because you didn't in your past you didn't clean it up. You didn't clean your past up, man. Anyway, it says verse 13, it says, now when this man was dead also, they tormented and mangled the fourth in like manner. So when he was ready to die, he said, thus it is good, being put to death by men, to look for hope from the Most High, to be raised up again by him. As for thee, that thou shalt have no resurrection to life, but you're not going to have a resurrection to life. Okay, because right now we're in the Lord willing, we're of the first resurrection. If we catch the first resurrection, we don't have to catch the second death, man. And that's huge. All right, I should go to that to clarify that real quick. Let me do it. Revelation, I believe it's the 20th chapter. We'll get to the point. I'll start up at the top. Let's see where we're at with it. Where is it at? Yeah, I'll start at verse 4. Revelation chapter 20, verse 4. And I saw thrones, and they that sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushua, and for the word of the Most High God Yahweh, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, didn't take the mark, right? May have gotten tortured because of that. Neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands, and they lived and reigned with Yahushua Hamashiach 1,000 years. But the rest of the dead lived not again until the 1,000 years were finished. This is the first resurrection. Blessed and holy is he that have part in the first resurrection. On such the second death have no power. Here's the point, right? But they shall be priests of the Most High and of Yahushua, shall reign with him 1,000 years. And that's the difference, man. Okay? That 6th verse. Blessed and holy is he that have part in the first resurrection. That may even die and be a martyr in this thing, or that don't even see death, that stay in the faith and don't waver, man. Okay? That aren't lukewarm, okay? Or cold in this thing, that's on fire and hot for it, all right? All right? It says, on such the second death have no power, because that second death is going to be that missile fire, okay? That's going to cleanse the earth. That's what's going to come through and wipe out the people, man. That's going to take the 2/3. That's going to clean up the residue of the. And then that same concentrated firepower is going to go through and wipe out the rest of you, man. That's scattered throughout the rest of the world. All right? While the other nations is going to march right into the kingdom of heaven, line up for work. We're going to carry all our valuable goods into you, and we're going to line up for work. All right? And those that won't, you're going to still fight. It's not going to be much of a fight, because we're going to have those glorified bodies. Okay? All right? And this is what those J's, I gotta use a code word for them, you know, hate speech and all this other stuff. Those J's, man, they ain't feeling it, man, because they don't receive this blessing or this power. We know that you're not the real Israelites, okay, and you're not gonna receive the blessing of the power. You're the imposters that's trying to stand up and get benefit for impersonating us. Okay? All right? So you got a bad one coming anyway. You ain't gonna worry about a black woman slapping you or somebody stabbing you during the Feast of Hanukkah, man. That's nothing that's gonna bother you. That's gonna be the least of your concerns when the SHIT really hits the fan. Okay? Or should I say SHTF? Okay? We go back. But yeah, this was all in meditation, man. Just coming to pass as I thought it all through. And you know, call all your Yahweh Shemi Shai, man, because you know, it's gonna, Lord willing, edify me and build me up and get me to a point to where, all right, figure out what you need to do, man, to get your mind right. This is the time now. Okay? You've been building yourself in such a way leading up to this. Now you got to make sure you're solidified in this thing, man. Your foundation is stable. You've been in a little while. You got to, make your call and election sure. Give diligence that your call and election be sure. Okay? For you newcomers coming in, you on a fast track, man. You got to have more blind faith than we did. You're not going to have all those little moments that we had building ourselves up, taking the time, reading over it again, praying and going through these other measures. You're not going to have that time to get the experience in this thing like that. Okay? You got to come in with blind faith. All right, but you can't have doubt the same as we can't have doubt. All right, that's the parable of the penny. I believe that when the guys came in at the 11th hour, we can't be mad at you coming in at the 11th hour, but it's harder because you got to make sure the job gets done. All right. Anyway, let me see what else I want to read. Yeah, yep. Verse 15. Afterward, they brought the fifth also and mangled him. Then looked he unto the king and said, Thou hast power over men and are corruptible. Thou doest what thou wilt, yet think not that our nation is forsaken of the Most High. Don't think that the Most High forgot about us. He going to come back and get us. And it kind of proves right here, and I think the mother broke it down beautifully further down, that this life, this ain't the life. This wasn't the time for us to see the kingdom of heaven. Okay? But in another life, we're going to have that kingdom of heaven. I'm going to read down to that, Lord willing. I think it's about right here somewhere. Yep. There it goes. Verse 17. But abide a while, and behold great power, how he will torment thee and thy seed. Right? He said, but the Most High going to get you back for that. Okay? And your children under you. It says, after him also they brought the sixth, who being ready to die said, Be not deceived without cause, for we suffer these things for ourselves, having sinned against our power. Therefore marvelous things are done unto us. Hey, we deserve, this is what we deserved. We messed up too. We're not perfect. The agreement was to keep the law, statutes, and commandments perfect. We fell short as well. But through our faith and our obedience unto Yahweh Hashem, marvelous things are going to happen within us, man. Okay? Same thing we say in this time. But think not that thou takest in hand to strive against the Most High, that thou shalt escape unpunished. But don't think that you're going to get away with this. Okay? E and J. I'm separating y'all, but y'all both E's. But anyway, understand something, man. Y'all gonna get y'all for this, man. No matter what y'all do, all the BS, you use all your tools and tricks now, all your artillery, use it all up now, man. Because you're not gonna get another chance. You have to come down with great wrath, because there is, but I gotta grab it. I done said it too many times. I done quoted too many times. Revelation chapter 12, verse 12. Therefore rejoice, right? For us to be exceeding glad and rejoice, ye heavens and ye that dwell in them. Okay, you elect. Okay, woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth he have but a short time. He know he ain't got much time. He knows his last effort. You better use up every little trick in the book you got, man. Use it up all now, because you're not gonna get this is getting your lick back. Make sure it's a good one. Okay? The Most High gave you your lick back with your dominion on the earth right now. You better make sure it's a good one. Okay? And it's been a good one so far. And I know you're going to make it as good as it needs to be. But do your worst, man. Do your worst, E. Okay? It says, verse 9. Matter of fact, I'm on verse 19. But think not thou hast takest in hand to strive against the Most High, that thou shalt escape unpunished, right? But the mother was marvelous above all, right? And worthy of honorable memory. Yeah, she was worth being mentioned, right? For when she saw her 7 sons within the space of one day, she buried with a good, because of the hope that she had in the Lord, Yahweh. Yea, she exhorted every one of them in her own language, filled with courageous spirits, and stirring up her womanish thoughts with a manly stomach. Right? She's tough too. And that's the thing. I got on you so-called Negro women, Latino women, Native American women, because we ain't gonna have your back, man, when it comes down to it, because you didn't have our back when it came down to it. But for you that do have the back of Yahweh Shemi Shai, guess what? He gonna make a way for you too, man. Right? And you gonna be in line with what you need to be in line with when the time comes, as a mother was in this regard. Okay? You're gonna be in line in the time as you should be, with a manly stomach like she was. Watching your children killed or whatever, watching, yourself tortured, your man tortured, whatever going on, man, you're going to be strong enough to deal with that in that day. Okay? It says, with the manly stomach, she said unto them, I cannot tell you how I cannot tell how you came into my womb, neither for I never gave you breath nor life. Okay? That's the breath that the Most High gave to us, back with Adam. Okay? And the same breath he gave to us, or bringing back to us in Ezekiel the 37th chapter. Okay? The wisdom of these scriptures. Okay? We're coming back to the heritage, knowing the statute, laws, and commandments, knowing that we're the real Israelites on the earth. Seeing with your whole mind versus with the naked, seeing with the naked eye, should I say, versus with the covering, the casting covering, the veil, like the rest of the world sees with. Okay? It says, nor life, neither was it I that formed the members of every one of you. Yeah, the Most High sets that process up within the womb. Okay? And he sends that spark of life and fire down to activate that body, that flesh that's within that womb to create life. Okay? Doubtless the creator of the world, who formed the generation of man and found out the beginning of all things, will also of his own mercy give you breath and life again. You will be reincarnated, man, into a better flesh. All right? As you now regard not your own selves for his law's sake. All right? And that's what's important to remember in the times we're coming in. This process of being demonized and defamed and all that has to happen. Down to the point of the men of the Lord being spoiled, like 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter says, man. Late in the book. Late in the chapter. It said 60-something to 70th verse, man. They're going to still spoil the men of the Lord. They're going to run through houses and tempt me. Man, let me get it because it's right there anyway. All right. Bear with me one moment. 2nd Ezra chapter 16. Let's start up at 68. See what it says. 2nd Ezra 16 and 68. For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you. Yeah, they're building up that multitude now. Okay? With all these anti-Semitic claims that blacks are doing. All right? That they're going to be Hispanics and natives are doing as well. Okay? It's going to what the news reports are going to have to feed out there. Okay? But this is going to come down upon you jakes, man. It's got to come. This is part of the process to get to the kingdom of heaven. It must come. And you have to make your body a living sacrifice unto it, man. And you got to die for this thing, man. You got to be willing to die for this thing manfully. Okay? And I'm speaking to myself first. All right? And they shall take away certain of you, catch you up, trap you like they did the Maccabees, and feed you being idle with things offered unto idols, like they did the Maccabees. And they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach and trodden underfoot. Yeah, some is going to get weak. Lord willing, that's not me. Lord willing, that's not none of the brothers, man. Okay? Lord willing, we all, those that are of the elect, man, Lord, they going to be all right, man. We don't know who that is. We just pray that it's us, man. It has to be somebody. Some have to be the martyrs. Some have to be those that don't taste death. Some have to be those that fail in the moment. That consent unto them. Okay, those are roles that have to be filled. Lord willing, we're not in that negative role of consenting with the beast. Okay. It says, for there shall be in every place, and in the next cities, a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. Yeah, that's us, man. This is the start of that great insurrection that's coming. I mean, the timing of this, this is literally, and they're always mentioning the one previous to link you to it. This is an epidemic. This is a string of anti-Semitic hate crimes that's going on. Oh my God. It was 2 last week. 2 weeks before that, there was one, and they went and shot up a Jewish deli in Jersey City, and now this one, women just slapping people, and there's stabbings, and there's a synagogue church shooting, and like, damn, all these things are lining up, and they're putting them right up there with black Hebrew Israelites, black men, and just demonizing, man, regardless what you believe in. And we were laughing on the chat with the Akim on the chat, man. The fact that Jake has just become just writers of evidence against themselves. Jake go in there and write a whole script about what he gonna do. Don't get none of it done. None of it ever pans out with Jake escaping or getting out of it. Jake on a chase. They never find it before they find him. They always find it days after. He wrote a journal of all the things that he was gonna do. Way worse than what actually got done, right? He had a manifesto, and he had grenades and pipe bombs and all of this other stuff, man. Right? All this other stuff is now in play now because he wrote it down. Yeah, right. Jake don't write like that. Our people aren't writers like that. We do write, but about hate crime, nah, man. Jake is you have made Jake way too impulsive to be caught up in these hate crimes, to be meditating these hate crimes. Okay? Let me read down. I'm going to close out one more script after this. It says, they should be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Then shall my chosen, then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold in the fire. This is part of that. Hear, O ye my beloved, saith the Lord Yahweh. Behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. Be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for the Most High is your guide, and a guide to them who keep my commandments and precepts, saith the Lord Yahweh. Let not your sins weigh you down, and let not your iniquities lift up themselves, man. Keep striving for the masteries, man. Keep striving for the mastery. Keep fighting this flesh off, man, with your spirit, man. Let your spirit keep fighting against this flesh. Biggest enemy in this thing. Okay? Intent is huge. Intent comes out of your spirit, man. It's huge. Okay? I'm gonna close out with this one in Romans. Romans the 8th chapter, toward the end of the book. We'll start up there and see if I can catch it further. Let me see. Yeah, I'm gonna just try to read this. Yeah. Let me see. Yeah, that's beautiful. I'll start 28 because I don't want to read too much. I mean, it's just a beautiful chapter anyway. All right. Oh, I gotta read that. Yep, gotta read that. I was talking about intent, right? Matthew 26, Romans 8:26. Likewise, the Spirit also helpeth our infirmities, our weaknesses. Okay? Our infirmities are another way to say weaknesses. Okay? Especially physical weaknesses. Okay, for we know not what we should pray for as we ought, but the Spirit itself maketh intercession for us with groanings which cannot be uttered. Yeah, I don't know why I got this severe pain in my side. I don't know what I physically did, but I have to search and find it. And my spirit is making intercession for me to help me find that and to get back in good graces of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Okay? That he may remove this thorn out of my side. Okay? And on to the next affliction. The next chastisement. Okay? Because they're supposed to come. They gotta come. And once we get through all these chastisements and afflictions and so on and troubles and temptations and everything, guess what? We get the kingdom of heaven, man. And if you're numbered to say, let's hypothetically say the number's 12, we got to go through 12 tribulations, 6 afflictions, and whatever, right? Whatever the number could possibly be. We go through all of this stuff to get to the kingdom of heaven. Hey, line me up, man. Let's start them. Let's get them going. Because I want to get to that finish number. I want to get to the kingdom of heaven. And if this is the only path to get to the kingdom of heaven, that straight gate, which it is, if that straight gate is the only way, let me get on that straight path to get there, man. Okay, I'm not going to go into that in Matthew the 7th chapter about the straight gate, but yeah, let's get on that path to the straight gate, man. Get your mind prepared completely for the straight path, man. Okay, and endure it. Endure all hardness as a good soldier. All right. Yeah, so reading on, it says, verse 27, and he searches the hearts, knowing what is the mind of the Spirit, because he maketh intercession for the saints according to the will of the Most High. And we know that all things work together for good, right? The scourges are for amendment. The scourge is for amendment, that we may be corrected, okay? To them that love the Most High, to them that are called according to his purpose, okay? For whom he did foreknow, he also did predestinate to be conformed to the image of his Son, that he might be the firstborn amongst many brethren. That's right. Moreover, whom he did predestinate, them he also called. And whom he, Jeremiah, the first chapter tells you that, and whom he called, them he also justified. Yeah, because just because you're called don't mean you're chosen. Many are called, but few are chosen. But Lord willing, those that are predestinated, they're called also. And Lord willing, they'll be Lord willing, and they'll also be justified. Okay? And whom he justified, them he also glorified. And that's what we're fighting for. All right? And you got to do that unto death, man, beyond death. All right? What shall we say then to these things? If the Most High be for us, who can be against us? Going back to Matthew the 10th chapter, okay? It says, he that spared not his own son, but delivered him up for us all, how shall he not with him be freely give us all things? If he offered up Yahweh Shai, man, who was without sin in that incarnation, how much we should freely give, and how much is he gonna give to us? Because Yahweh Shai was offered up for us. Okay? Who shall lay anything to the charge of God's elect, of Yahweh's elect? Okay? It is the Most High that justifieth. Okay? You're going to be surprised to see who make it and who don't. Okay? I'm talking about the world looking in. You're going to, it was Great Millstone. It was some men of Great Millstone, some men of this camp, some that didn't have a camp. You know, that but still was under the guidance of the apostles. Okay? Guess what, man? The world is gonna be bugging out when they see who actually gets to go. All right? It says, who is he that condemneth? Is it the Hamashiach that died? Yea, rather, that is risen again, who is even at the right hand of the Most High, who also maketh intercession for us. Talking about Yahweh Shai. Who shall separate us from the love of Yahweh Shai, the Hamashiach? Okay? Shall tribulation, or disease, or persecution, or famine, or nakedness, or peril, or sword? As it is written, for thy sake we are killed all the day long. We are accounted as sheep for the slaughter. It's funny, that came headlong. Well, this was the scripture I first was reading, but it came all the way. Beautiful. I love how the Spirit works. Cause I forgot it was going to come back around. It says, nay, in all things we are more than conquerors through him that loved us. Yeah, we're able to conquer. We're able to move mountains. We're able to conquer anything through Yahweh Shai, who strengthens me. Okay? Who strengthens us. All right? For I am persuaded that neither death, nor life, death nor life, okay, nor angels, nor principalities, nor powers, nor things present, nor things to come, nor height, nor depth, nor any other creature shall be. And speaking of creatures, yeah, Leviathan is still coming, man. When you see a dinosaur, I'm gonna call it like that. You see a Godzilla like dinosaur coming up and coming onto the land and getting busy, that's gonna bug some people out. But those things can't separate us from the love of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, from the love, I was gonna say from the love of Yahweh and the love of Yahweh Shai, man. You know? Better said, the love of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. It says, shall be nor height nor depth nor any other creature shall be able to separate us from the love of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, which is in Yahweh Shai, the love of Yahweh that is which is in Yahweh Shai Mashiach our Lord. Okay?